Today we're going to replace the transmission fluid on this 2007 Chevy Cobalt. Once you have the front driver's side wheel off, you'll have access to a couple ports on the back of the transmission here. So the very first one that we're looking at, and this is going to be your fill port. So we'll get this one loose. It's an 8mm hex, and it should just come right off. You always want to open up that one first. Actually, I've already loosened that one up, so but I'll go ahead and pull that one off. And there's a second port hidden behind the subframe here. And to get to it, we're going to need some stubby hex keys. So I found a set here that'll do just fine. This is on Amazon. I'll include a link in the description to where you can find the same set, and hopefully it works for you too. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and open up that first valve. Alright, so again, the drain port is just right behind this subframe. So I've already got it loose a little bit. I had to crack it loose. Used a lot of torque, used a little bit of a jack. And, hey, I got it loose. I'm going to go ahead and open it up, drain it out, and then we'll take a look. Okay? Once you got it loose, you can literally undo it with your fingers. So we're going to do that. There we go. That's some nasty stuff right there. Go ahead and drain it out. And it happens to drain pretty quickly. There's not a lot of fluid in there, which is fine. I'm going to let it seep out over the next 30 minutes or so while I run to the store. Then we'll come back, clean it up, put the new stuff in. So this isn't the best camera angle of the bottom of the transmission. But this right here, I can get my arm around to it, that is your drain hole. So I've already got it drained out. I'm just going to go ahead and tighten it back up again really quick. And get it full of fluid. There we go. We'll run it down. You do have to be careful not to cross thread this, but this is going on just fine. So we know it isn't. And then once we got it a bit further in place, we'll use our guy here. And it doesn't need a lot of torque. You don't need to like get crazy with it, but you really couldn't anyway. But you do want to snug it. So hand tight. Will be just fine. There we go. It's starting to bite. There you go. Perfect. It's tight. Now that we've got it drained and we closed the drain plug back up and got it nice and tight, what we want to use is some new manual transmission fluid. It's made by GM, so you can actually find this online at Amazon.com. Hard to find it in the store, but I've got a bottle of it here. And what you're looking for, and this is true on any of the 2007s and later, I'm going to make sure it matches that code right there. Hard to read on this, but it's 888-618-00. And I'll include a link where to find that online. So let's go ahead and fill it up. So you can use a long funnel to try to get poured in there into the fill plug, or what I'm going to do here is just use a little pump to pump that fluid in. So I put one end of that pump into my container of transmission fluid from AC Delco, and I put the other end of it into the case itself. so. There we go. And it's going to make a mess, but that's okay. Now the total fluid capacity on this is about 1.8 quarts. So if you want to be on the safe side, go get yourself 2 quarts of this stuff. And put as much in there as you can. And once it starts pouring out the port, then you know you got a full. It'll look like that, but obviously we don't have enough in there just yet, so this is a little bit of a slow process just because I don't want to spill out a whole bunch of it. So we pump it in slowly. We're about out of this quart, so we're going to switch over to the other quart. Second quart in place. A good amount starting to come out now as we're putting it in, but let's just squeeze as much in there as we can. Obviously we can't overfill it as long as the car is level. And we have the fill plug open. Good thing it's only 1.8 quarts. I'm spilling a good amount of it. Pretty much everything else at this point. When I put it in, it just ends up coming back out. So, just as we finish, yeah, that's what you want to see right there. So, just want to see it kind of flowing out the back of it, and that means, hey, we got it full. So it's perfect. Let's go ahead and tighten it back up, and then we'll clean this up. Just like before, we're going to hand tighten the plug at first, and then once it gets down towards the end of it, we'll use the 8mm hex key to tighten it all the way up. And be careful not to cross thread. There we go. Alright, cool. Now we got it nice and hand tightened. And what we'll do next, we'll just clean it up, wipe it down, and then I'm going to let it sit overnight. You don't have to. I'm going to let it sit overnight just to make sure I don't have any leaks. And then I'll go ahead and put the tire on it, and that's how you change the transmission fluid in a 2007 Chevy Cobalt with the manual transmission. There you go.